Yo, it's Elliot with Yo Elliot. You got strength questions and I've got your answers.
Yo, Elliot.
Well, today's question comes in from iHacker316. iHacker wants to know, Yo Elliot, what can I do to stop my nighttime cravings for junk food? Love your videos. Thanks, bro. Well, thank you, iHacker, for sending me your question. Let me start by asking you a couple quick questions. iHacker, have you ever taken antibiotics to get rid of a cold or a sickness? Do you eat conventionally farmed meats, like steaks or hamburgers or pork from a conventional farm? Have you ever eaten sugar? Have you ever drank alcohol? The reason why I'm asking you these questions is because, especially with the very first one, if you participated in any of those activities or ingested any of those foods, then there's a good chance that you may have some form of a fungal infection. Now that sounds crazy. What are you talking about, Elliot? I don't have any funguses. Well, you'd be quite surprised. You know, there are a lot of funguses that live in our bodies. Funguses are parasites. Essentially, they're highly evolved organisms that have been here way longer than we have. And when I say parasites, they live off of the dying and the decaying of other things. So, for example, like you know, the mushrooms grow on like decaying wood. Well, we've got a lot of those types of organisms that live within us, and it's fairly normal. But what happens is, especially after taking like antibiotics and eating conventionally farmed meats and even a lot of our tap water, they damage our immune system to such a degree that we get overrun by these funguses. And if you could just imagine like that log that has a few scattered mushrooms on it, it's okay. But as it gets weaker, that fungus really takes over. That log literally turns to dirt. It brings it to its death. It accelerates its degeneration. Well, when we participate in activities or ingest things that reduce our ability to fight against funguses and bacterias and viruses, they essentially bring us to our death a lot faster. So I know you're through a lot of disease and things of that nature. Now I know your question was about sugar cravings and junk food at night, right? It's like, what the hell are you talking about, Elliot? Why are you asking me about fungus and like toenail fungus and dandruff? These are the manifestations of a fungus. I was saying, if you have dandruff, or if you get rashes, or you get like toenail fungus, bad breath, anything of that nature, there's a good chance you've got a fungal infection. But again, what the heck does that have to do with you and your nighttime cravings? Well, anything that lives has to eat, correct? So these funguses are eating off of you. So the foods that you eat, they take a piece of and they continue to grow. That's why the mushrooms grow on the dying wood. It eats pieces of wood. It keeps it alive. Well, the reason why the fungus inhabits our bodies and infects us is because we feed it. And it takes a little bit of our vitality away, but it also takes some of our food in the process. Now, anything that eats has to shit, right? So the funguses that are living inside you, in your colon or in your skin, or throughout, it's systemic. A lot of them, especially if they proliferate, become systemic. It's in your blood to some degree. They shit inside you, and their excrement is also known as mycotoxins. And mycotoxins are, like they sound, very, very toxic. They're so toxic that they've even been used in chemical warfare to destroy people. Well, because scientists figured out how to use it. Well, these mycotoxins, because funguses and parasites they're so highly evolved, they're way more intelligent than we would give them credit for. They literally excrete a microtoxin into your bloodstream that may cross the blood-brain barrier and hypnotize you into feeding them even when you don't really want to. So you're thinking that perhaps your craving is metabolic, which it might be, but that wouldn't be as fun an answer as this one. But what I'm saying is that the mycotoxins that are being released by the funguses into your blood, crossing the blood-brain barrier and hypnotizing you into wanting to eat sugar. This sounds crazy, I know, but if you look at Doug Kaufman's research and his resources on the fungus, and I think he's got several books, namely the Fungus Link, which is where I'm getting a lot of this information from. He talks about how these funguses living inside our body, which is, everyone pretty much knows, but cause a lot of our pain and dysfunction and our disease. And when I say disease, this craving of yours, this sugar craving at night, because funguses are more active at night. I'm not exactly sure why they eat more at night or why they're more active in the evening time, but hang on one second. But apparently they are. So what I'm saying to you is that it'd be a good idea, or I would invite you to take a look at a few of the things that I described before as the manifestations of a fungal infection. Do you have dandruff? Have you taken antibiotics? Things of that nature. If that is the case, then it is imperative that you go on some form of an antifungal regimen. Namely, starve them, stop feeding them, especially at night. So when they're asking for sugar, they've got you in that hypnotic state where you can't do anything, but you have to eat that sugar. You're going nuts. I know what those cravings feel like because I've experienced all this. I'm not saying this from a platform of this is what I know. I'm telling you this is what I've experienced. You've got to do your best. You've just got to buckle down and recognize that this is a war. This is a battle between you and the mycotoxins, or the funguses in particular, that are trying to inhabit your body and take you over, and ultimately can lead to all types of cancers and other dysfunction that you don't want to deal with later on. So you could stop eating your sugar at night because you want to look better and have a six-pack abs, or you could save your life by not feeding the parasites that are living in your body. That's a crazy answer for a simple question, but consider it. Check out Doug Kaufman's information. I think knowthecause.com is one of his websites. Take it, consider it. Hopefully it's useful to you. Keep sending your questions. Talk to you next time.
Yo, Elliot,